Hey guys, welcome. This is Corey, and today I'm going to bring to you a video all about the Falcon Attack. We got 5 war attacks that were 3-starred with Falcon, and on several of those, we've also got some attacks or scout attacks that led to those 3 stars as well. So, first of all, I'm going to show you a Falcon fail by myself, and now I'm going to show you what not to do. The most important thing when going in on a Falcon is going to be your funnel. Okay, and the point of entry for the Valks. So basically, if you look at this mortar right here, I don't know how I missed it, but it really screwed me up. This mortar needed to go down before I dropped my Valks over here to get them to go into this compartment. Alright, the base had already been hit. It was a really high percentage hit. I was really confident going into it. And for some reason, I just didn't think to time when that mortar went down to when the Valks went down. So what happens is they go to the mortar, and then they break open both of these compartments right here. The Valks and the bowlers split, and it's just an absolute mess from there. You really want them to stick together. You really have to determine exactly where they're going to go into the base. So we got some bowlers funneling up top. We got a wizard funneling over on the left side here. Now on the original hit on this, it was a baby dragon, because you don't know if there's a Tesla over there, but I knew, so I was able to save a little camp space and go with the wizard. The queen walk comes down. Queen walk looks great. Only needed 4 healers, no rage, nothing. Now here, you'll see when the Valks come down. For some reason, I was thinking she only had to get down that builder hut, but now they go to the mortar and they break open both of those walls. From there, see, my first spell was off. I was going off the plan, off the scout. It was a mess. So that's exactly the sort of thing that can screw up your Falcon. All right, it's planning down to the building, you know, right where they're going to go in. And, you know, if you got to spend 3 hogs or 3 loons or even more on a funnel, troops that you spend on making the perfect funnel are always well spent. Because if you make a perfect funnel for your Falcon, it's going to treat you really, really well. Alright, so it was a mess after that. But that's just the kind of little thing that can really screw up that kind of attack. So now we're going to go in some successful Falcons. Let's go down over here. Got a hit by Ballin. This was a fresh hit going on. This is a lower tier base. Most of the other ones are going to be a little higher. So he just went in fresh at it and threw a Falcon at it. Now if you look at it, it's got this really long, skinny kind of base. So he did the same thing I was thinking of doing when I first saw it. Throw a king on one side, a queen walk on the other, and just throw your Falcon up the middle. Not to mention you got that really long compartment in the middle of the base, and if you can get your bowlers in that behind your Valks under rage, they're going to be able to lay waste to the base. I was a little concerned when I was looking at it that the bowlers from the middle are not going to be able to reach those infernos, but he got a little lucky. It worked out for him on this. I think the Valks end up going in after these touching buildings and getting it. Did some really nice funneling. Now, I'll be honest, I was worried about this archer tower down here, that after Valks got in here, that it was going to draw him back out. He got a little bit lucky on that one too. Here we go. Got the king over the wall, drawing him in. Boom. And sure enough, he gets those bowlers right into that channel there. Valks go in right after that first inferno. And they're back in the channel. Kind of lost the bowlers. That sucks we didn't get more value out of them, but the nice thing about this, the queen's pretty much got access to this whole base from that channel, and she's got the Valks out in front tanking for her. He's also got some hogs for the back end and some skelly spells. 3 out of 4 of his healers are still up, you know, keeping his queen alive. Still has a queen ability. You just kind of stay patient with your troops at this point and work your way around the rest of the base. You know, being patient is tough at this point. A lot of times you want to throw those last few troops down, but man, it really pays to be patient, because they're not going to do any good unless they've got some other troops tanking for them. If they got a queen backing them up, it's going to be a lot more effective. throwing down the Skelly spell for distraction when the Valks are already tanking, and then putting his last 4 hogs in there. And look how all those come together to take care of those 3-point defenses, and then still has enough hogs left over to go over and get that cannon. You know, there's really no other way you're going to get that many defenses down with 4 hogs than if you wait for your troops to go around, tank for them, so use a Skelly spell for distraction, and with those troops all working together, you can usually take down the rest of the base. Alright, after that it's just a little bit of cleanup. Boom, there's a triple. Alright, next attack going into was 3-star number 20 by Adam. So let's look at this base. What makes this a good Falcon base? A lot of the stuff's fairly compact. That really works well for as far as bowler bounces, getting their value. Also, if you look at these Infernos, they're not in islands. You know what I mean? They're right next to walls on all sides, and what that means is that Valks will target them from inside the base, and bowlers will definitely target them as well. Once you get an Inferno out on an island with 2 spaces around it on either side, usually, you know, your Valks are going to path around it, and your bowlers can't even see it. You know, sometimes they'll still get it on a lucky bounce, but they certainly won't target it when it's 2 spaces back from a wall. So the fact that both these Infernos are easily accessible from inside the base makes it a really good candidate for a Falcon. It's just a matter of setting up the funnel for the entry. You know, and I've said it before, I'll keep saying it, the entry is definitely the most important part of the Falcon. You know, a lot of things to take into account. Where can you get, where are you sure that your queen's going to walk a certain way? Where are you going to get, just enough value out of her? You know, do you want to burn a rage? Do you want to not have to burn a rage? You know, if you have a shorter queen walk, you don't have to burn a rage. Just all depends on where you're going to enter. And the best place you're going to enter is somewhere where the queen and the CC are going to pull you deeper into the base. So if you got the queen offset on one side of the base, you usually don't want to enter right there, because she's not going to pull the troops any deeper into the base. See, so he elected to have a fairly long queen walk going up the side. I think he's going to have to pop ability too, but that's fine. He cleared that whole side. He got a lot of value out of it. So he burned a rage and the ability, but he got a lot of value. And he also chose to go in right at that Inferno tower. Take one of those down right away with the Valks. That's a pretty good plan when they're spread out like that. I should probably clarify that only ground CC troops will help pull your Valks and bowlers in. The Dragloon that guy had, that really won't help you at all. But any sort of Valks, witches, any sort of ground troops in the CC really helps to pull your troops into the core of the base, or towards the CC troops even more. So here we go. It looks a lot like the last one, except he doesn't have a queen ability. He's got his few hogs coming around. His queen's doing some tanking. His queen's barely hanging on. Is she gonna make it? Oh my God, she's gonna die. That baby dragon up there is an all-star, and he gets a healer swap on the hogs. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I can't believe that hog got that other Tesla. Man, that's crazy. It must have already taken some bowler bounces. Wow, that is a close finish. So he had some minions left over for cleanup, but since there was air skellies in the air, they would have just taken him down anyways. He kind of tried to take him out, but air skellies they're a pain in the butt to deal with if you just got minions. Anyways, there's another Falcon triple for you. Alright, here's a plan that I actually drew up, and when I drew it up, Dauntless was like, oh yeah, I was thinking of hitting it the exact same way. I'm like, sweet. Honestly, I didn't like it that much though, because it involves the Valks and the Queen and everything going right through all these air defenses, and normally there's a lot of black bombs near air defenses. I figured, man, those Infernos are really far on the backside of this base. I'm probably going to lose all my healers right there. I didn't, I mean, it was a good looking entry. It was a good plan for a funnel, but I didn't think it had enough to 3-star it. And then Dauntless comes in here and runs it and triples it fresh. So congratulations, man. That was an excellent attack. Baby Dragon out there to cut that side of the funnel. So the queen walks down. And then here at 6 o'clock, pretty soon, you're going to see probably a king and some wizards coming down. And they're probably going to try and clear the side of the base over here so that the Valks can enter right about in here. Going to need a rage for that queen. Anytime you got 2-point defenses on your queen at the same time, it's going to wear her health down. So if she can get one of them down quick enough, then she's not going to have to burn a rage. But if she's into 2 for too long and then comes into contact with 2 more point defenses, oh yeah, he needed that rage. I don't think he wanted to draw the CC there, but which, was kind of another reason I wasn't so sure about this plan. But he got the poison down. He had to rage anyway, so he got good value there to get through the CC, and he had a couple cannons on him anyway, so worked out really well. Got his king down to set the funnel. Oh my god. Well, I had not watched this before. Now, he almost lost all his Valks off that side of the base. He should have started his king a lot sooner on that side of the funnel so that it was set up way before his Valks got there. But he had enough in the base to get it done, obviously. He still got healer. Well, he's still got one healer up, taking care of business, and the bowlers can reach the one Inferno, and the Valks and bowlers go get the other. Not an issue. Wow, this one's looking like it's going to be a smash. Absolutely. Wow. Yep, he crushed it. He's still got his queen ability. He's got like 8 hogs running around, 6 bowlers, 6 Valks. Absolutely crushed it. And the only thing I would have changed is starting that king sooner. But you know what? He did a lot of great stuff in that raid. He had to do a lot of quick thinking, getting that poison down. I don't think he expected the CC to come out that soon. I thought it might, but I didn't think it would either. So good job, Dauntless. That was a great, fresh 3-star, man. Let's see, number 12. All right, so for number 12, first we're going to look up the scout that hit it first. Because a lot of times what we'll do is throw up a sketch, a plan for a base for the leftover Town Hall 9s to scout, so they can, scout that entry, scout that kind of attack, figure out which way the queen's going to walk and all that. So I'm going to double time through this because it is just a scout. Burns Valk over there, trying to set that side of the funnel just so the queen doesn't walk that way. And you know what? It works. He didn't get that building down right here. She would have walked. This little army camp right here, if he didn't get that down, she would have probably walked around to the right side, 50-50 shot. So he gets that down. The queen walks the right way. He uses his king over on the other side to set the other side of the funnel. And there we got a nice entry for the Valks. Going to bring in the bowlers. Got a Hound Loon in the CC. Got to get that poison down for that Loon. Looks like he's saving the second poison for when that Hound pops. And it's just spells like usual. Rage, heal, rage. And you got to remember, this was a Town Hall 9 hitting this base. And it guts it. He's bringing in some level 5 hogs on the edges. Let's speed through this. See how much this base he gets down. What you end up with is basically just a ring of defenses. And that's Town Hall 9 level troops. Lower heroes, lower everything. So, seeing that scout, man, I would have definitely gone in there with the Falcon as well. Now, we're going to go see how Adam goes in. Now, he uses the same entry, but he starts his queen in a little different place, so we get some more value out of the queen walk. All right, he brings 5 healers with him. Let's see what he's doing here. Gets that bowler bounce to set the first part of the queen funnel. Not really taking much heat yet. With 5 healers, he gets that archer tower down. Oh yeah, all right, he needed a rage. So, you just look right here. Look at all those buildings on the bottom, including many defenses that queen got down with her walk. And that also sets up just an excellent funnel on that side for the Valks. You know what I mean? So by the time the queen comes around and trims some more, they really don't have anywhere else to go other than into the corner of that base. You know, they could shoot up to the side, but we know the queen's going to draw them in deeper. All right. Gotta slow this down. I gotta tell you, man, I don't like dealing with Houndloon CCs when I'm falconing. Think about the only time they come in handy is when you're doing a Sui Lalo. This is crazy, man. He's still got a queen with an ability, and that's an excellent thing to have on the back end of these raids, especially with full health. Level 40 queen is a boss. Now, it would have been nice if all those healers would have stuck on his queen, but they stuck with some hogs and bowlers, so not the worst that could happen. You know, sometimes they stick to archers, and that's garbage. At least they did a little bit of good this time. But yeah, I mean, considering that he still had a full queen with an ability left and 4 healers up, that's a smash. Nice hit, Adam. Excellent. All right, last one I got for you. It's going to be on number 8. My buddy Mango 3-starred that. And he did have somebody else hit it first. It was a very promising first hit, which is why he ran it again with a few tweaks. Oh, he has a 96. So let's see what Dwyer does. Okay, I remember this one. It's got a very small entry. But if you look at it, he's going to enter right at these gold storages right here, because that's going to take out that Inferno first thing. After that, you got the queen to pull it into the base. And look, I mean, you got a bunch of buildings around. You're not really shooting out a side from in here. You're just going to gut that base. And once you start getting bowler bounces, you're maybe going to have a little outer ring left to deal with. You know what I mean? So he's got this wizard down over here. Just kind of help make sure the queen doesn't walk that way. Now, if he's going to send Valks right here and here, he's got to get rid of this building. And he's got to get rid of this building, you know, along with the buildings on the side. So let's see how he manages that. He's going to take out that wizard tower with his queen. And then while that king is tanking the archer tower, he's going to take the archer tower with 2 loons. Excellent. 2 loons normally not going to take down an archer tower in range of a single, but since his king was tanking for it, 2 loons was all it needed. Now he's still got 2 loons in his pocket. Now do you see the funnel he set up for that? I mean, it's a really small area, but it really was an excellent place to start on this base. You know, could he have done it up here too? Yeah, sure. It's kind of the same setup. You know what I mean? But if you look behind that, you know, we don't have much further before it breaks out of the base from over there. If you look what's going on behind this, we have really deep base. Those Valks aren't breaking out, man. They're just going to stay in there wreaking havoc with those bowlers behind them. So let's see what goes wrong on this raid. Because remember, this one was only the 96. He's got healers in there. They're on the Valks. See, he got that skeleton spell down on the single, but it was in range of the wizard tower, so it still targeted the queen anyways. Now, if he would have dropped it in this little compartment right here after these defenses were down, it probably still would have distracted that single. Would have still been closer than the queen, but it would have been out of range of this wizard tower. So when you're going to drop Skelly Spell, take a look at where the splash damage is. And, you know, try and get away from the splash damage so it can tank as long as possible. But he still had her ability in his pocket, so he went ahead and killed the Inferno with that, I believe. You know, it was nice how he did those loons up there. He waited until the Valks came around the corner to tank for him. Unfortunately, they were not tanking the wizard tower. Man, this is a close raid. He's got a ton of Valks up. Look at that. Those 5 or 6 Valks on the inside had almost full health, sitting there beating on that you know, max Town Hall 10 wall right there. They just didn't quite have enough. Super close raid. So when you see this kind of raid, that's an excellent Excellent point. What I've done. He had plenty of Valks. He had 6 Valks beating on that wall with full health. Probably don't need that many Valks. If I'm going to rerun that plan, I'm probably going to drop a few Valks and maybe bring a few more back-end troops. Since that air defense was still up, it's probably going to be back-end hogs. And boom, look, that's exactly what Mango does right here. Got a few less Valks, maybe a little more efficient on a couple other things, but he managed to squeeze 7 hogs in there. Now he also saw from that first hit that he could get that archer tower down with 2 loons, so he still brought 2 loons just to get that down to set that funnel. Boom. Got it down. Look right here. It gets rid of those 2 buildings. God, that's a beautiful funnel. Sometimes the funnels on these take a really long time to establish. Sometimes you establish them pretty quick, you know? And you see the CC troops and the queen right in the middle there, just drawing them straight in. Great spells. He's being patient on that last heal. That's a tough thing to do. I struggle with that myself. You want to get that heal down soon, and that's not always the best idea, especially when those Valks are under rage. They bust through those walls so fast. A lot of times you drop your heal, 2 seconds later they're in the next compartment. So what do we got here? We got a queen going around one side. She's still got her ability. That's good because that air defense is putting in some work on her healers. But we got a ton of Valks coming around the other side, tanking for some bowlers behind. So the bowlers are going to be able to grab the stuff behind the wall while the Valks are tanking. Just get that wizard tower with a bounce. And now, while the Valks come in to tank, he drops his Skelly spell for additional tanking and then brings in his 7 hogs. Alright, it looked like it was going to be kind of close, you know what I mean? But you look at this, it's really not, because he was smart, he was patient, and he waited until those back defenses were being tanked. He dropped a Skelly spell to tank them even more, and then he dropped 7 hogs on them. And the result is a smash. We've got a bunch of Valks, a bunch of bowlers, a queen, and a bunch of hogs running around too. Base wrecked with some small adjustments off an excellent first hit. So, you know, those are the kind of adjustments you want to make when you see, you know, somebody else in your clan either scout it or, you know, just fall short on a hit. You know, see where you can make adjustments to go through and make it into a 3-star. All right, that's all I've got for you guys today.